Hello, my dear viewers. How are you all? Hope you all are doing well. Well, I'm Swathi and I make educational content videos. I have already made a video on accountancy made easy and interesting. That is the part 1. If you have not watched it, please go and watch it now. Today, we'll be discussing about the next part of this video, that is accountancy made easy part 2. So then, what we'll be learning in this video? Let me tell you. There are a number of questions in your head. That is, why do we need accounting? How do we understand what is accounting? And for whom are we preparing all this accounting? Is it not? Well, that is what we are going to learn today. The first and the foremost question is, why study accounting? Is it not? The main reason to study accounting is if you study accounting, my dear viewers, that it will be very helpful for you to maintain a systematic record of all the business transactions. In your day to day activities of business, there will be number of events happening on a day to day basis. You have to record them and you have to maintain them in a systematic order. And it will be only helpful to you if you know accounting better way. The next reason to understand accounting or to study accounting is that it will help you to ascertain the profit or loss. You cannot determine that all your sales will end up in profit. You have to deduct all the expenses, taxes, and all the miscellaneous expenditure which are coming in your way throughout the year. That is why accounting will help you to calculate this profit and loss. The next reason to understand accounting is to understand the financial position. What is my financial position? Am I stable enough to run this business for a long period of time or not? That will be helpful to understand only if I know accounting. The next reason is to provide information to various users. Here I am keeping these users as a secret because we'll answer that a little while later. And the next reason is to assist the management. Management in the sense all the employees of the organization. If they have to keep up with their work, then we have to provide them with certain information, and that information will be given to us only after maintaining this systematic record. And how do we know that? That is by understanding accountancy. Yes, my dear students, you have got it right. Now, we'll understand the next topic. How do we identify that what is accounting and what is not accounting? Here are the characteristics which will define us that these particular characteristics will tell us this is an accounting event and this is not an accounting event. Well, let us see it one by one. The first is identifying financial transactions and events. Well, if you have not watched the previous video, please do go and watch it because there I have particularly mentioned that any transaction should have a financial aspect in it. Only then we will consider it in recording the events under the accounting. That is why identifying financial transaction is a must. Next is measuring the transaction. Now, measuring in terms of what? In terms of money. How much did we receive if it was a receipt transaction? How much did we pay if it was a payment transaction? We have to measure those transactions in terms of money. The next reason is recording of this transaction. Recording in the transaction in the sense where do we record it? We record it in books. Books like journal, ledger, purchase book, sales book and cash book. After that we go to trial balance and then we end up in balance sheet. This will give us the clarity of all those transactions and will give a summarized effect of all these transactions. And at the end, what do? We communicate the end results to the end users. Now, I have told you that we have to communicate these transactions to the end users, but we do not have an idea that what type of accounting are we dealing in. Look at this picture. Here there is a tree with only one branch and the other tree has so many branches, is it not? Same as in accounting. Accounting does not come with a single branch, it has many branches. Then what are all those branches? Here are the results. See, branches of accounting, that is, accounting is a part of a number of branches. The first thing we are dealing in, or the first thing we study a lot in terms of BCom or your MCom is financial accounting. Hence, it is written in the top financial accounting. What do we do here? We record the transaction, we classify those transactions, we summarize those transactions, and then we interpret the end results. That is financial accounting. Now, is there only one branch? No, there are n number of branches, and few of them I have mentioned in this slide. The next transaction, or the next accounting is cost accounting. Here we record and analyze only the cost aspect of the transaction. That is why it's called as cost accounting. And this type of accounting you cannot see in all type of organization. Mainly you see it where there is a manufacturing unit. Whenever you see a manufacturing unit, the type of accounting they maintain is known as cost accounting. The next type of accounting is auditing. Auditing means inspection of the books of accounts. We have an external auditing as well as internal auditing. The next accounting branch is managerial accounting. This provides the details of operations on a day to day basis. How much of the raw materials are getting in? What is the cost involved in that raw materials? How much of them are going to the work in progress and then ending up in the finished goods? That is, the information about the day to day operations of the business are provided to the managers so that they can get a clear picture of how much finance they have to maintain to run their operations. That is managerial accounting. And the next is accounting information system. This has everything to do with the accounting process and the accounting system, and all the IT aspect of the accounting are covered in this branch. The next is tax accounting. This involves a lot of planning about the tax. How much should we make our returns? How much should we pay in terms of tax? And how much will be the end results? That tax aspects of accounting is covered in this branch of accounting. And the last, that is in this slide, the last topic is forensic accounting. This focuses on the legal aspect. That is, if at all the company gets into any fraud, or there are any legal cases or any disputes or claims which are to be settled in the near future, all the rules and regulations regarding these claims or regarding these settlement of dues will be covered in this type of accounting branch, that is forensic accounting. So these are the number of branches you can see in accounting. Even more accounting branches you can see in the under this, but if you have a knowledge of this, you'll get a basic picture of the branches of accounting. Okay, so we have covered almost three topics. Now let us move on to the next topic, that is, what is the difference between bookkeeping and accounting? How do we know that whether we are recording the transactions or whether we are doing an accounting? Here are the details about the difference. If you learn this, it will be easy for you to maintain the difference, and it will be easy for you to understand the difference between a bookkeeping and between accounting. See, bookkeeping is a base of accounting. Like a foundation is a base to the house, same way bookkeeping or a recording of this transaction is the base of accounting. Whereas accounting information provides the knowledge for this bookkeeping to prepare this financial reports. If you make the base clear, it will be helpful for you to prepare the financial reports. Bookkeeping is only one segment of accounting. It does not involve entire accounting. Whereas accounting starts with bookkeeping and it broadens its scope and it goes on. The result of bookkeeping is helpful in accounting, whereas the result of accounting is helpful in preparing the financial statement. Financial statements like trading and profit and loss account, like balance sheet, these provide a financial position picture to the users who are learning this accounting about a particular company. Next, why do we need bookkeeping? The main purpose is to maintain a systematic record. That is, we write down these transactions either in a journal, either in a ledger, purchase book, sales book, or cash book. We cannot memorize all the transactions on a day to day basis. That is why we write down. And what do we help? Bookkeeping is very helpful in writing down all this. Whereas the main purpose of accounting is to provide a financial report to all the end users. The objective of bookkeeping is giving a summarized effect of entire transaction, whereas the objective of accounting is communicating that summarized information to the end users. I hope it's clear. Now, there are few more differences between bookkeeping and accounting. What are those? Let us see. See here, the person responsible for bookkeeping is known as a bookkeeper, whereas a person who maintains this accounting is known as an accountant. This is one more difference. Bookkeeping is clerical in nature. That means it is a writing job, it is a desk job, whereas accounting requires skills. It's not enough if you just go on writing the entries. You have to understand which transaction will be recorded under what head and how much to record under those transactions. What is the impact of this transaction on other aspects of accounting? You have to understand the accounting, only then you will understand how to maintain the records. And the final difference between bookkeeping and accounting is that the financial statements are not part of this bookkeeping process. That means you do not make a report under bookkeeping. You just write down the transaction, whereas all the accounting procedures, methods, techniques, and analysis of these financial reports are mentioned in accounting. Okay, so this is the major difference between bookkeeping and accounting. Then, I have said we have to maintain these accounting records to communicate the end results to the users. Then, who are the end users? Here is a clear picture. See, my dear students, there are two types of users. One is the internal users and one is the external users. Internal users are those who are within the company, that is the owners, the shareholders, the directors, the managers, the officers, internal department, that is the purchase department, sales department, like that, and employees of the organization or any internal auditor. If they want any information about their own company's accounting, then they will make sure that they go through all the financial statements. That is why all these people will become the internal users of accounting data. Whereas the external users of the accounting data are those people who are not part of the company within that nature. That is, they are outsiders to the company, but still they are related to the company. Then who are those? They are creditors. Any person who has lent some amount of money to the company, they will be in a dilemma that whether this company will be able to repay that amount to me or not. Then how will they find out? That is after reading the financial reports of that company. The investors, for example, if I am an investor and I am interested to invest in this A company, then I will study the A company reports. I will see their progress, their past profit progress. Only then I will be sure that if I invest my money in this, I will make a good progress or I will make a good profit out of my money. So, investors are those who will read the financial informations of that company. Government, if at all a company is there in their own country, then the government should be clear that whether that company is doing good or not, whether their company's practices are good or not, whether they provide good profit and they possess any harm to the country or not. And all these information will be available only after studying the financial reports. The trading partners, the regulatory agencies, any international standardized agencies, or the journalist, if they want to publish any information about this company, if they want to spread any news about this company's growth to the general public, then they will study the financial reports of the company. Hence, these are all the users who will study the financial reports. They will understand the accounting and finally depict whether this company is making a progress or whether this company is making a loss. And after that, they make a decision that whether to invest in this company, whether to stick to this company, or whether to skip to some other company. So, my dear viewers, these were all the questions we started with while beginning this session, and I hope I have answered it clearly by the end of the session. If you have found anything useful in my session, then please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. We'll meet you in the next class. Thank you.